Good afternoon. Man, that smoke hung in the air. I have my vape with me. I also want to play this too, just because I love it. I just need to make the video for it.
A
What?
spooky mysteries, cuentos y chills, English y español. We give you the thrills from ancient shadows to stories
I don't have it.
untold. Ven, escucha, let the mystery unfold.
I love that. That's my intro. I gotta put video to it. The video I have is only 8 seconds. I need to make one for 20 seconds, 40 seconds. I think I know how to do that too. I'm just lazy. But anyways, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, good whatever time you're watching this. Um, yeah, we're on Twitch, YouTube, not Instagram right now, just because that took too long. That takes so long. It eats up too much bandwidth. I know all my videos have been lacking when I've been trying to post them, and that's for two reasons. One, because for some reason the uploads failed. One of them was YouTube, so probably closed it out too soon or did something on my own. It's my end, so and then with my new work schedule, kind of forces me to step back a little bit. Um, But yeah, other than that, I'm trying to get back onto it. So I'm gonna post everything tonight for these past couple videos. So we're gonna get everything going as fast as we can. Make sure you follow at Daw or Ari, who was on here a couple weeks ago. She has a her own podcast now. She started up. I will link that somewhere because I do not have it on hand. But yeah, so I'm gonna link that for y'all. So let's get started. Get rid of this. Open this up. Pop it out. I prefer it that way. There you go. So let's see. 16. 5 minutes, man. Who can read that fast? See if this works. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. Name the country where a one legged prankster smokes a pipe, a headless mule spits fire, and a ghost girl still asks taxi drivers to take her home. If you said Brazil, then congratulations. You already know tonight's stories aren't for sleeping. This isn't your average ghost tour. We're talking about a place where the supernatural isn't just a Halloween costume, it's woven into the very fabric of everyday life, whispered in hushed tones over coffee, and sometimes it even knocks on your door. From the Amazon's whispering rivers, thick with ancient spirits, to Sao Paulo's gridlocked avenues, buzzing with modern anxieties, ghosts here don't hide in the shadows, they walk right beside you, often with a story to tell or a prank to play. So stick around because in the next 15, 20 minutes or so, we're going to meet seven spirits that absolutely refuse to leave. And I've got a sneaking suspicion one of them might already know your name. Are you ready to dive into the heart of Brazil's eerie folklore? So, if you haven't guessed, today's about Brazil. I'm also going to do a second part too. I know I've been talking about second parts for a long time. I have to figure those out and I got to get those done. I'm going to get those done before the end of the year. I have 1 month left. I'm going to do it. Anyways, I wrote down someone else's name as mine. I'm dumb. Hey everyone, I'm Jose. Ooh, we're going to cut that because that's my real name. Start over. If you haven't realized, I don't ever use my real name when recording. Hey everyone, I'm Joe, and if you're new here, welcome to the spookiest corner of the internet. Whatever. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I wrote it in the third person point of view from someone else's story. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not the brightest person in the world. Y'all should know this by now. So, if you're new here, welcome to the spookiest corner of the internet. There's so much here that's not my story that I want to say, but it's not my story. Um, so we're gonna be talking about Brazil. I'm gonna skip ahead because in my script I wrote this and I don't like the way it comes out now. You know, I'm gonna do it this way too. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, even though it's not it's not me. It's a third party. Take into account I'm telling a story here. Um, I was born in Recife, raised on a steady diet of sweet coconut candy and even sweeter, yet terrifying cautionary tales. Moving to Toronto later in life, I remember the bewildered stares and outright laughter from my new classmates when I admitted quite earnestly that I still checked under my bed for the pisaderia. Yes, I know, hilarious, right? But here's the thing, it turns out every Brazilian, whether you're from the bustling north, the vibrant south, or sprawling city, or the quiet campo, carries a mental bestiary, a secret collection of these creatures tucked away in their minds. It's like a shared cultural hard drive, preloaded with warnings and wonders. Tonight, we're going to open that vault for everyone else. We've got 7 stories for you. 3 of them are centuries old, echoing from the colonial past, while 4 happened after Wi Fi existed, proving that even in our hyper-connected world, some things just can't be explained by faulty signal. All of them still knock on doors at 3 a.m., whether literally or metaphorically. So if you're brave enough to listen, finish this list, drop a comment below, and type acredito. I believe. Let's get into it. Grandma's warning was simple. Grandma's warning was simple, delivered with a stern look that brooked no argument. Don't go to bed stuffed on rice and beans, especially not on your back, or pisaderia will park herself right on your rib cage. And believe me, when Grandma spoke, you listened. She's not just some abstract boogeyman. Pisaderia is a visceral, terrifying experience. Picture this: a bony hag, ancient and withered, her tattered dress barely clinging to her skeletal frame, her hair like straw, brittle and dry, and her fingers long gnarled and hooked like fish hooks, ready to dig into you. You wake up in the dead of night, utterly frozen, a crushing weight on your chest, your heart hammering against your ribs like a trapped bird. You try to scream, but no sound escapes. You try to move, but your limbs are leadened and unresponsive. You're sure you're dying, suffocating as your cold, heavy presence presses you further into the mattress. Science, in its infinite wisdom, calls this phenomenon sleep paralysis. But for Brazilians, we just nod a grim, knowing acknowledgement and say, "Told you so." We know it's pisaderia. This isn't a new concept. This isn't a new concept either. The oldest written record of a similar entity dates back to 1882, found in Minas Gerais Parish diary. It chillingly notes Antonio dos Santos, 34, found lifeless, face contorted, no mark upon him. The entry adds a chilling detail. Neighbors heard scraping on the roof that night. The legend itself has roots stretching even further back, drawing heavily from the Portuguese myth of Fradino da Malfuriada, a spirit known for pressing on sleepers' chests, silencing their cries. It's a legend that cautions against gluttony and discomfort, often appearing after heavy meals or when one sleeps in an ill advised position. And it's not just old diaries. Fast forward to modern times, ER data from Sao Paulo's hospital, Das Clínicas, actually shows a significant 17% spike in suffocation, panic, admissions during Festa Junina. Why then? Because that's when heavy corn cakes, pacoco, and all sorts of rich starchy foods circulate freely, often often consumed late into the night. Coincidence? Maybe. But try telling that to the nurses who still instinctively place a broom by the break room door. Everyone knows Pisaderia hates brooms. They say it's because she's a creature of filth and disorder, and a broom represents cleanliness and warding off evil. So next time you feel that crushing weight, that icy dread, remember the old wives' tale. If she visits you, whisper Frario da Malfurada. I don't speak Portuguese, and I wrote these. And when I write things in my mind, I can say anything. But in reality, I have no clue how to pronounce any of this. Three times. That's her ancient Portuguese ancestor's name and linguistic key to unlock her grip. Legend says she'll hop to the next apartment or perhaps just vanish, leaving you gasping for air but thankfully alive. It's a chilling reminder that some fears are truly timeless. Listen, I write these out, and now that I'm even more tired, my brain is wired differently and it's fried because of all the hours that I'm working. So I'm writing, so I'm like, oh, this sounds good. And then when I'm reading it to y'all on live, my brain is like, what was I thinking when I did all this, right? But it's too late now because I got the scripts ready to go and I'm knocking them out. And I just y'all gotta bear in mind with me. The more I work, because I'm working a hard, more laborious job now, the more I work, the more crazy I'm gonna get, the wild it's gonna get. Hey, how do you like this? This is really nice, right? I've had this for about 2 years now. I'm in my home office, and I gotta tell you right now, it is cold in here because it is cold outside. Outside it's supposed to be really cold. Let's figure this out. Hey Google, how cold is it right now?
It's currently 49 degrees Fahrenheit in Arlington, Texas, but it feels like 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes, I live in Arlington, Texas. I've said this many times. I'm not afraid of that part. Part I'm afraid of is giving y'all my real address, right? So let's get going to the next story because I got another one after this too. So the next one. When you hear about Sachi, your mind might immediately jump to some harmless, mischievous tyke, perhaps a cartoon character. Disney, with its knack for softening edges, might paint Sachi as a playful, if annoying, little imp. But let's be clear. The original indigenous Tupi storytellers described something far more complex and frankly a bit more menacing. They spoke of a revengeful teenager full of adolescent fire and fury who tragically lost his leg to a jaguar. His red cap, that wasn't just for fashion, it was dyed with anat- anato seeds and, more disturbingly, the blood of colonizers. A symbol of resistance and potent connection to the land and its history. I don't know why I framed that like a question. And the pipe smoke, enslaved Africans added that element, puffing away sorrow, creating figures that embodies both trickery and deep-seated pain. Sachi isn't just a forest dweller. He wanders everywhere, from the deepest Amazonian forest to the crowded favelas of our biggest cities. His pranks are legendary, are often infuriating. He'll knot a horse's mane into an impossible tangle, spoil a perfectly good batch of milk just because he can, or my personal favorite, unlock pig pens just so the poor animals go sprinting down alleyways, causing delightful chaos. Farmers desperate for a moment of peace often leave offerings of cacao and tobacco out for him, hoping to earn a flicker of his mercy, or at least a temporary reprieve from his antics. Kids, on the other hand, often leave their doors ajar, hoping against hope to spot the elusive one legged sprite. And sometimes he's caught on camera, or so the story goes. In 2019, a security camera inside a bustling Rio mall allegedly recorded a small shadowy figure hopping on one leg, gleefully toppling trash bins in its wake. The clip naturally went viral, racking up an astonishing couple million views before it mysteriously vanished. The mall's official statement: a rather bland and unconvincing equipment malfunction. Yet even today, janitors in that mall are rumored to whistle the Sachi chant under their breath. He's here, he's there, nobody sees his face. It's a quiet acknowledgement of a shared secret among those who know. So the next time your phone vanishes from the couch, only to reappear in the fruit bowl, or your keys are nowhere to be found, don't blame yourself. Check the fruit bowl first. It's a known Sachi swap spot. He's a reminder that sometimes the world just wants to play a trick on you. Which is, we have the same thing in Mexico. That's a Sachi, that's one spirit, that's trickster, right? In Mexico, ours are duendes, little gnomes. that come around and cause chaos. I've incorporated into my life and other aspects more American and Western traditions when it comes to gnomes, duendes, fairies, things like that. Sprites. I leave them offerings of jam, sweets, things like that. You're always supposed to leave them an offering of sweets to earn their reprieve. So I've taken what I know about Western philosophy and what not philosophy, but Western mythology, and I've incorporated into it. Oh, I got a cookie jar. I just remembered that. There it is. Look at that. It actually has cookies in it too. I would show y'all, but I'm wearing shorts underneath where y'all can't. You know what? I'm gonna go grab a cookie. Give me a second. I am wearing shorts underneath here instead of pants because I'm washing them. Duh. This is my office. The jar won't open. Give me two. Thank you. Right there. Put that on my keyboard. I just swept up my office too. I'll turn on my Roomba later. I got a Roomba. But yeah, in Mexico we have something similar. It's a they're duendes. Leave them sweets. Always leave them sweets. Now I'm eating. Jesus, I didn't mean to eat on stream. On the recording, I'm gonna cut this out. 2 seconds. Let me get a drink. Sorry about that, everybody. I got distracted and I started eating. Back to what we were talking about. Next story, actually. Okay. Upriver, where the Amazon's mighty Solimos River winds like a serpent through the emerald jungle, fishermen know the rules. These aren't written rules, mind you, but ancient unspoken warnings passed down through generations. If the waters mirrors, if the waters mirror still, reflecting the sky like a perfect canvas, and you suddenly smell jasmine where absolutely none grows, you don't hesitate. You don't question. You row backwards furiously as if your life depended on it, because it very well might. This is Laura's territory, the mother of the waters, a creature of breathtaking beauty and deadly allure. Laura's song lifts from the water like a soft lullaby, so sweet and pure it can lull even the most hardened fisherman into a trance. Then it drops to a lover's whisper, weaving tales of eternal love and boundless pleasure, promises that shimmer like heat, like a heat's haze over the water. And then she surfaces. Imagine copper skin, her long black hair fanning out around her like an oil slick on the dark waters. Eyes that don't just see you, but reflect every single secret you own, every hidden desire, every unspoken fear. Within seconds, you find yourself leaning precariously over the edge of your boat, completely captivated, utterly convinced you can breathe underwater if she just kisses you, if she just takes you to her watery kingdom. Colombia has something similar, but it's a man. Covered that last week. I'm eating again because I'm holding it and I got into the story and I'm reading it to y'all. Sorry. The Kamayura tribe, with a wisdom born of centuries living alongside the river, blames her for no less than 400 drownings since the 1950s. These aren't just oral traditions, these numbers are meticulously kept by tribal scribes in a waterproof notebook, a grim ledger of Laura's victims. Even modern technology has brushed against her legend. The Brazilian Navy, during a routine sonar sweep, once recorded an inexplicable female voice at an astonishing 30 kilohertz near the Vila, Ana Valhanas Islands. What happened next? The Dolphins. What happened next? The Dolphins, usually playful and curious, fled the channel for weeks, leaving an unnatural silence in their wake. Survivors of Laura's encounter, those few lucky enough to escape her grasp, share two chilling symptoms. First, a mysterious seawater lung, a sensation of drowning in salt water, even if they were nowhere near the ocean. And second, a bruise perfectly shaped like a seashell emblazoned on their sternum. Want protection? The old way still holds sway. Tie a jaguar's canine tooth to your net. Laura, a creature of the water, fears the big cats, the ultimate predators of land, the ones she can't enchant, can't allure to their watery graves. She's a potent reminder of nature's seductive yet terrifying power. I'm trying not to chew directly into the microphone. Excuse me, I had a burp. I'm so sorry about that. Oh no. I'm gonna cut this too. Anyways, on to the next story. Picture this: you're driving the Serpentine Road that winds its way up to Oro Puerto, an ancient cobblestone city nestled in the hills of Minas Gerais. It's past midnight. The radio's crackling with static, and the moonlight barely pierces the dense foliage. Suddenly, out of the inky blackness, a headless black mule gallops into view, keeping pace with your car. Its mane is ablaze, a terrifying crown of fire, and its nostrils jet embers with every snort, illuminating the terror in its eyeless neck. I'm trying to imagine it. So it's just like from here, from like the nose down, because eyeless neck. So it's just like the mule had the top of its head cut off. Okay, got it. Second time I've had to imagine that, but I can't. Like it doesn't work in my brain. Illuminating the terror in its eyeless neck. This isn't just a ghost story, it's a living, burning nightmare. Legend says this horrific curse befalls any woman who dares to love a priest, to break the sacred vows of the church with illicit affection. When the church bells ring at midnight on a Thursday, her feet transform into hooves, her head vanishes in a puff of smoke, and she is condemned to gallop through the night. A fiery specter until true repentance is found. Colonial court logs from 1789, found in a dusty archive, tell a tragic tale that could be the very origin of this legend. Margarida da Silva disappeared after confessing illicit affection for Father Domingos. Her family, for decades after, claimed that mournful neighing would echo from the stables on Thursday nights, a constant chilling reminder of her fate. Even in the modern age, the Mula Semcabeca, that's almost Spanish. La Mula Sin Cabeza, which would be in Spanish, but it's Portuguese, so it's Mula Semcabeca. Oh my God. I love being a Spanish speaker. Don't get me wrong. But Spain, not Spain, but Spanish has that very undertone of being a traditional language. It is a traditional language, of having the undertone of being a traditional language that has spread roots to every other language, Latin at its core, right? And being that, every Spanish speaking country, whether you think they speak Spanish or not, is a Spanish speaking country. Like Brazil, they speak Portuguese. Mula sem cabeca in Spanish, Mexican Spanish, what I speak, it would be una mula sin cabeza. Mula, M-U-L-A, which is the mule. Sin, S-I-N, without cabeca, head, cabeza, which on here my translation is mula sem cabeca, which is M-U-L-A-S-E-M-C-A-B-E, weird C. I don't know all the words or all the letters in the Portuguese alphabet. A. And in Spanish, everything would be the same except for instead of S-E-M, it'd be S-I-N. And cabeca would be cabeza, C-A-B-E-Z-A, cabeza. Sorry about that. I had to fix that because other languages that have a Latin undertone, You will always see me struggle because my brain wants to say it in Spanish, but I know it's not. So I'm struggling to process different languages because it's a lot. Refuses to be relegated to mere folklore. And cutting that out. Okay, back to normal. Refuses to be relegated to mere folklore. In 2013, two truckers driving late at night on a remote stretch of road outside of Congonhas recorded something truly unsettling. A series of burning hoofprints seared into the asphalt, the footage raw and shaky, aired briefly on band news on a national news channel before mysteriously disappearing. Skeptics, of course, were quick to cite ball lightning or some other atmospheric phenomenon. But locals, they just shook their heads and whispered one name, Margarida. If you ever find yourself in her terrifying presence, the old wives' tale offers a desperate hope. Toss a blessed rosary between her front legs. Legend says the mule will rear up, transform back into a weeping human woman for a fleeting moment, then vanish completely, leaving behind only the acrid smell of burnt hair and a profound, unsettling lesson. Desire, when forbidden, can indeed have hooves. It's a powerful, fiery allegory for the consequences of breaking societal and religious taboos. All right, if these tales are getting your heart racing, do me a favor, smash that like button. Let YouTube know that Brazilian ghosts deserve all the algorithms love they can get. And if you're already missing home or just feeling a bit nostalgic for your childhood fears, comment below with your estado, your home state, and the monster you feared most as a kid. Mine is La Mano Peluda from Mexico. I am Mexican. It's the hairy hand. It's a disembodied hand that comes and gets you at night. It grabs you, and when it digs its nails into you, it injects you with snake venom. That last part I recently found out when I was doing research. Normally, it just drags you away and you're gone. You just disappeared. So, me, when I go to bed, when I get in bed to this day, I don't get up to use the restroom. It's very rare that I do, unless I absolutely, and I mean absolutely have to. And I close all doors. Two things I do. I never once I get in bed, I'm not getting out until the morning light comes up. Second, I'm not I got all my doors closed because I don't want nothing coming in. So, anyways, next story. The Curapira guardian with the backward feet. Deep within the emerald labyrinth of the Amazon, if you're a rubber tapper, I want to say tapper, a hunter, or even just a curious traveler, you might hear it, a distant haunting whistle. Two long notes followed by a short one. That, my friend, is Kurupira, and it's his final warning. It's a signal for animals to vanish, to melt into the undergrowth, because an intruder, a human, has entered his domain. He's not just a myth, he's the very spirit of the forest, its fierce protective heart. Indigenous lore paints him as a small, powerful figure, maybe 3 feet tall, with hair like dried grass, wild and untamed. And his most distinctive, most baffling feature, his feet point backwards. Why, you ask? Because any tracker following his prints will inevitably end up hopelessly lost, wandering deeper into the jungle, starving perhaps, even speaking to spiders in their delirium. He's the ultimate misdirection, ensuring that those who disrespect the forest can never truly find their way out. When he's not busy misguiding trespassers, they say he rides a peccary, a wild pig, through the dense undergrowth, just for the fun of it. Even in our high tech world, Curipia's influence is felt. IBAMA rangers, the guardians of Brazil's environmental laws, tell strange tales of their drones. They'll lose GPS signals inexplicably near protected areas, only for footage upon return to show a small and distinct figure waving mockingly from the treetops. Loggers, those who ignore the ominous whistle and push deeper into the forbidden territory, report even more sinister occurrences. Their chainsaw suddenly cutting backwards, slicing into their own legs, a gruesome poetic justice delivered by the forest itself. But Curipia isn't just a about a I got a thorn here. isn't just about a isn't just about punishment. He's also a very powerful symbol for conservation. A fascinating 2020 University of Sao Paulo study on a place-based fear found something remarkable. Deforestation drops by a staggering 34% in zones where Curipia stories are actively retold in schools, where children are taught to respect the forest and its ancient guardian conservationists. Recognizing the power of folklore, now even print his footprint heel forward for clarity on trail signs. It's a clear, unmistakable message. Respect the forest, respect its feet, and perhaps, just perhaps, Kurupira will let you pass. He's a wild, untamed spirit and a powerful reminder that nature has its own defenders. I love that's actually a pretty good story. I love that story. Holema building, ashes still warm. February 1st, 1974, a date seared into the collective memory of Sao Paulo, a defective air conditioner, a tiny spark, ignited what would become the worst skyscraper fire in Brazilian history. The official toll was horrific: 177 dead, 300 injured, a city in shock. But ask the security guards who patrolled the building's corridors for decades, and they'll tell you that the 12th floor tally never truly closes. Renamed Praca de Banderia, the towering structure still houses office today, a monument to urban resilience, but for many, it's also a monument to lingering souls. Workers in the building report a chilling array of phenomena. Elevators seemingly sentient press their own buttons for the 12th floor, often when no one is inside. Cold spots, sudden inexplicably plague the corridor, sending shiver down the spines even on the hottest days. And then there's the smell, a distinct acrid odor of smoke and charred remains, which materializes precisely at 11:03 a.m., the exact moment fire alarms first sounded on that faithful day. It's as if the building itself is replaying the tragedy, a spectral echo of its fiery past. In 2013, the renowned Brazilian psychic Laurinda Veria conducted a walk through the building. She emerged visibly shaken, tears streaming down her face, claiming she had counted 179 souls begging for a name. An even higher number than the official count. Her distress was palpable, leaving a profound impact on those who witnessed it. Even technology offers unsettling glimpses. Elevator CCTV footage, though never officially released, allegedly caught a translucent silhouette boarding on the 11th floor. Yet no one was seen exiting on any subsequent floors. Maintenance logs, meanwhile, mysteriously show significant power drain from the lift, even when it is I know the word is ostentatious, and the word I'm trying to say is ostensibly empty. Look, I know big words, but sometimes I don't know other big words. If you happen to work late in the Holima building, the old timers have a piece of advice, a quiet ritual. Greet the air with a polite good night, doctor. They say that ghosts, particularly those of the fire victims, appreciate courtesy and a little respect. Might just spare you the chilling, inexplicable detour to the 13th floor. The Holima building stands as a somber reminder that some tragedies leave an indelible mark, not just concrete and steel, but on the very fabric of reality. And I know I've been saying 12th floor, but 13th floor, come on, has to be spooky. And I can say something like that because I'm not going to Brazil anytime soon. I am in the States, man. That's one of the things I love, that I'm not a very much a world traveler. First time ever in my life, I left Texas and I went to Chicago. I know I'm saying it like I went to Chicago, like really no. I went to Chicago to go visit my daughter, but still, it was like my first time leaving the state, and I didn't just go to like Nevada, Oklahoma, like somewhere close by, right? I went all the way to Chicago. I traveled across the country, and I didn't go by plane. I took a car. I drove there myself. Okay, my mom went with me. She didn't want me to go by myself so I wouldn't get tired, bored, and crash the car or something. My family fails to realize is that I'm not going to crash the car. A. B. I don't fall asleep at the wheel. C. I love driving. Anyways, let's move on to the last story. Every single Brazilian school, from the most prestigious private academies to the smallest rural classrooms, has her. She's Gloria de Banheiro, the blonde in the bathroom. I'm checking my live stream chat. The blonde in the bathroom, which is also a legend from Japan, but I don't think she's blonde. Anyways, continue. A legend as ubiquitous as the school bell itself. Her origin story, like all good urban legends, varies wildly from region to region, from school to school. Some say she was a golden haired teen who tragically died from slipping on a wet tile in the very bathroom she haunts. Others claim she was hiding a forbidden pregnancy, dying in secret, her anguish forever trapped. Still other darker versions whisper that she swallowed razors, a desperate act leaving her internally scarred. The details change, but the terror, the sheer primal fear she evokes absolutely does not. Because come on, a ghost in the bathroom is terrifying at your most vulnerable, pants down, sitting down, just doing your business. All of a sudden, oh no, God no, I would be out of there, booty butt naked. I'm gone. I found oh. So yeah, that's terrifying. The legend comes with a chilling ritual passed down in hushed whispers between lockers. If you dare enter the last stall of the school bathroom at precisely 3:33 p.m., that witching hour of the afternoon, then knock thrice on the stall door, spin around 3 times, and when you finally stop, you'll see her reflection behind you in the mirror. Her face pale and haunting will appear, and she'll ask in a whisper that chills you to the bone, "Am I beautiful?" This is the crucial moment that if you say yes, she'll slowly, horrifyingly reveal her sliced mouth, a ghastly grin. Oh, this okay. Okay. This is two different stories from Japan. I know I wrote this and I'm acting shocked, but I have to interject here because it triggers memories in my brain. In Japan, they have two different stories. One of the bathroom ghost, which is a very prominent spectral figure in a lot of countries for some reason, even though God, bathroom ghosts would not be my thing. One things I'm actually terrified of when it comes to ghosts is children spirits. I don't fuck with them. Bathroom ghosts, I don't even think about because it just seems unsettling, right? But then there's the woman with the razor mouth, which is split from ear to ear, and she asks if you're beautiful, and you have to answer, say yes or no. If you say yes, she pulls it out and smiles or whatever. And if you give a face like like you're terrified, that's it. You're done. You're gone. Any pretty much anytime any way you answer her, you're pretty much dead. If you say no, you're dead. If you say yes and she smiles and you see all that fucked up shit, you're dead. Some people say that you can ask your own question and it kind of throws her off, so you'll be fine. I would have been like, "Do you think I'm handsome?" I'd probably die. More than likely, I would die. Anyways, back to the story. If you say no, she'll drag you under the door into an unknown, terrifying dimension. In 2018, Colegio Andrus in Brasilia had to suspend class for a week. The reason? A baffling incident where 14 students fainted within a single week, all reporting similar experiences in the girls' bathroom. Security footage, though never officially released to the public, allegedly showed a fleeting blonde blur on the restroom mirror at exactly 3:33 sharp. The precise moment of the ritual, psychologist Ever Rational quickly blamed mass suggestion and hysteria. But the janitors, they just shrugged and a knowing look in their eyes and blamed the Loria. To stay safe, the legend offers a simple yet ingenious piece of advice. Always carry a compact mirror. When she appears, don't answer her question. Instead, quickly show her your own reflection first. Oh, quickly show her your. Yeah, okay, cool. Legend claims she'll. Okay, so I wrote that weird. Quickly show her her own reflection. I added your for some reason. Quickly show her her own reflection. Legend claims she'll be so distracted by her own image, perhaps trying to fix her hair for eternity, that she'll retreat, leaving you safe for now. It's a classic schoolyard scare, tapping into adolescent anxieties and the universal fear of the unknown lurking in familiar places. If you're still with me, congratulations, you're braver than most. Don't forget to subscribe for more nightmares from every continent. We're just getting started. And if you're watching this in the bathroom right now, drop a ghost emoji in the comments below. Just know she already knows you're there. I'm just reading real quick. Oh my God, I wrote a lot. Oh, yeah. Cool. I said 7 stories. It's like 8 or 9. Was that 10? Oh my goodness. I did way more than I thought. I really still need to stop writing these when I'm sleep deprived. Anyways, on to the next story. Nestled majestically overlooking the shimmering Guanabara Bay in Rio de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro, stands the Castillo do Flamingo, a miniature castle built in the 1916s. Its picturesque facade belies a dark, tragic history. It once belonged to a wealthy aristocrat named Joaquin de Silva, who, after the untimely death of her parents, became the tutor and guardian to a young orphan named Maria de Lourdes. Maria was just 13 years old when Joaquin, consumed by greed, discovered that her parents had left her a substantial gold stuffed trust. In a monstrous act of betrayal, he locked the innocent girl in the castle's tower, leaving her to die of dehydration. Hoping to claim the inheritance, Joaquin eventually died in prison, but Maria's spirit, it seems, never left her gilded cage. Today, the city has transformed the castle into a vibrant cultural center, a place of art and community. But at night, when the visitors are gone and the doors are locked, the night guards hear it, the faint, melancholic voice of a young girl singing, "Oh my God." It's a song in Portuguese. Bo de la Bo de Ca. An old haunting lullaby. In 2014, a daring graffiti artist seeking an illicit canvas camped inside the castle. His smartphone video, which quickly went viral, captured a door slamming shut with no visible cause, followed the appearance of childlike footprints appearing in white paint across the floor, as if a ghostly child had just walked through. Paranormal investigators, drawn by the persistent rumors, have recorded significant EMF spikes whenever the name Joaquin is spoken aloud within the castle walls, as if the very mention of his name stirs Maria's restless spirit. If you ever visit the Castilino, the locals suggest a small gesture of kindness. Bring marzipan, a candy, marzipan candy, a sweet treat. It was Maria's favorite. Leave it gently on the tower sill, a small offering to a wronged child. Workers arriving the next day have reported finding the wrapper folded meticulously into a paper swan. A silent acknowledgement from beyond the grave. Sometimes justice arrives, not in the court of men, but in the quiet, ethereal gestures of the afterlife. The Castillo de Flamengo stands as a poignant reminder that some betrayals resonate through eternity. The next story. In the heart of Rio, a magnificent, imposing structure stands as a testament to knowledge and history. The National Library of Brazil, this 200-year-old temple of knowledge, shelters an astounding 9 million items, a treasure trove of human thought and creativity. But according to those who spend their nights within its hallowed halls, it also houses at least 5 permanent residents, spirits who refuse to leave the literary haven they loved in life. Staff members working late into the quiet hours frequently report hearing phantom footsteps echoing through the closed stacks, a rhythmic cadence of unseen patrons browsing the shelves. Even more peculiar are the books themselves, though inexplicably far from their place. Yet rather than landing haphazardly, they'll open precisely on the exact page that holds the answer to a question you were just pondering, or a thought that just crossed your mind. It's as if the spirits are still eager to share their wisdom. The most famous spectral resident is said to be Dr. Roberto Marino, the legendary journalist and media mogul who is often seen browsing the old newspaper archives, perhaps reliving the stories he once financed and shaped. In 2013, the renowned medium Zelda Gomez conducted a walkthrough of the library. Her sensitive perceptions attuned to the lingering energies, she emerged with a chilling account, claiming to hear a man screaming, "Free me!" from sub-basement B3, a floor that had been sealed off since the 1950s. Its contents long forgotten. Adding to the mystery, the temperature in that sealed sub basement inexplicably dropped by a full 8 degrees Celsius, despite having no ventilation system whatsoever. Night clerks, seasoned veterans of the library's spectral quarks, have adopted a curious trick. If a book falls off the shelf entirely on its own, they'll calmly pick it up and read the first paragraph aloud. They say that once the words are spoken, the apparitions, like ink in water, gently fade away. It's a beautiful poetic thought. Knowledge, after all, is power, even over death. The National Library, a silent guardian of stories, seems to prove that some narratives, some souls, are simply too important to ever truly end. And that is true. Words are power. Like all these things that I say, all these things that I write, um, I actually have them in a binder, and I have a hard copy and a virtual copy. So I keep all this stuff for me, and it's an actual thing that I want to one day release as a book. But I'd have to organize the whole thing and turn it into a book. That's a lot of work, and that's probably never going to happen. It'll be my book for me, myself, and I, and only me. But I'm doing it. Anyways, the last one. Brasilia, a city designed for the future, holds a surprising secret in its very foundation. Before it became the gleaming modernist hub for legislators, the building that now houses the Brasilia City Hall had a far grimmer purpose. During the frantic construction boom of the 1960s, it served as a temporary morgue, storing the bodies of the workers who tragically perished building the new Capitol. The corridors that now echo with political debates once echoed with the heart wrenching cries of grieving families identifying their lost loved ones. And it seems some of those echoes never truly left. Today, staffers regularly report inexplicable phenomena. Doors slam shut with no wind or human intervention. Copiers with a mind of their own mysteriously print out ballots marked Vote 666, a sinister, unsettling message in the heart of government. Lights flicker erratically during heated budget sessions as if an unseen force is responding to the political tension. And then there's the smell, the distinct acrid scent of formaldehyde, a chilling reminder of the building's past, which permeates the air whenever debates turn particularly contentious. Senator Helena Rivero, during a live C-SPAN like television broadcast, once confessed visibly shaken, "I felt cold fingers while casting my vote." A chilling touch from an unseen entity. IT logs, usually a dry record of system activities, tell their own ghostly tale. Server outages consistently peak at 3 a.m., precisely the hour when more technicians decades ago would finish cataloging the day's tragic haul of corpses. It's as if the digital world itself is disrupted by the lingering energies of the past. Cleaning crews, wise to the building's spectral residents, have a peculiar ritual. They leave a fresh cup of coffee and two sugars on the balcony at the end of their shift for exactly 28 days. And for exactly 28 days, precisely matching a lunar cycle, the activities calm. The strange occurrences cease. It's a silent truce, a respectful offering to the unseen inhabitants. In Brasilia City Hall, democracy, it seems, has to contend with the afterlife. It's a stark reminder it's a stark, almost darkly humorous reminder that some pasts are simply too heavy to ever truly be buried. That's 10 different stories, one enigmatic country, and zero reasons to sleep soundly tonight. Whether it's an whether it's an Amazonian siren luring fishermen to their doom, a skyscraper still smoldering with the ghosts of a fiery tragedy, or the echoes of the past in the very halls of power, Brazil's ghosts share a fascinating, profound trait. They mirror our choices. They reflect our greed, our lust, our deforestation, our apathy, our betrayals. They are cautionary tales woven into the fabric of the land, eternal guardians, mischievous pranksters alike. So next time you're at Churrasco's, tell these tales, keep the grill burning, keep the conversations lively, so Pizarreria can't sit on the coals. If you've got your own encounter, your own chilling story from Brazil, spill it below in the comments. Let's build the longest thread of Brazilian fear on YouTube. Share this video with that friend who claims ghosts aren't real, and when they wake up gasping for air, heart pounding, perhaps with a slight chill, send them my apologies. Until next time, if you survive. Oh, that was a good one. Time to delete. I got one more to do. Actually, I should do that one separately. Still got to delete it, right? Give me. I gotta do. Okay, that's gonna take forever. Yeah, so we're down here for tonight, guys, or for now, because I'm gonna get back on in about 20 minutes and do my second episode, so I can get more content out. Now, you know what? I'm gonna finish here. We're finishing here tonight, so I can edit this and put it all out as fast as I can. I will see y'all guys later. Until the next time, stay